Okay.
Tell us your name and tell us about your project.
My name is Edwin Hubble, and before my time, most astronomers believed that the universe consisted of only one galaxy, and that the universe was constant, neither expanding nor contracting. However, after observing that the Andromeda Nebula with new and improved technology, I was able to prove that some things weren't as they first seemed.
What were you guys trying to do or find?
My goal was to discover the truth. There was a lot of debate as to whether or not our galaxy, the Milky Way, was the only galaxy in existence, and I set out to end this debate once and for all.
So, where did the project or experiment occur?
My experiment occurred on Mount Wilson in Southern California. There, I looked through a brand new 100-inch Hooker telescope to observe a star later classified as the V1, a Cepheid variable, which is a star that alternates in brightness.
Hmm. What other significant events were happening around the world at that time?
During this time, this was the 1920s, they were classified as the Roaring Twenties. And in 1921, the World Series of Baseball was broadcasted over radio for the very first time. In 1923, the Yankee Stadium was built in New York. In 1927, Charles Lindbergh completed the first solo transatlantic flight in his plane called the Spirit of St. Louis. And finally, to end it all, the stock market crashed in 1929.
Hmm. And who else was involved in the project?
So, a few years before I observed the V1, Henrietta Leavitt discovered that you could accurately measure the distance of a Cepheid variable by observing how long it took for the star to alternate its brightness. In a later project, my assistant Milton Humison and I used a recently discovered concept called redshift to prove that the universe is ever expanding. This discovery led me to formulate the redshift distance law of galaxies, now known as Hubble's law.
So, what was your role in the project?
My role in the first project was to accurately measure the time it took for the V1 to change from being bright to being dim and back again, until I could present the most accurate period of the star's cycles. After doing so, I was able to calculate the distance between us and the so-called Andromeda Nebula to be nearly 1 million light years away, proving that the nebula was way too far away to be inside of the Milky Way. In the second project, I was tasked with estimating the rate of expansion of the universe using a recent discovery called redshift.
Hmm. What impact did your project have on the physics community?
Because of my discoveries about the Andromeda Nebula, many more galaxies were observed and discovered. I proved that the universe is ever expanding and that the universe must have started off at a single point.
What is your educational background?
So in 1910, I graduated from the University of Chicago with a Bachelor's of Science degree. I then took my studies to Oxford University in England, and there I received a Master's of Arts degree. In 1914, I finally figured out what I wanted to do as a career and got my PhD in astronomy back at the University of Chicago.
Hmm.